Hi everyone, my name is Marley and I would like to invite you to join me for my July garden tour here at my Roadside Homestead. I would like to start the tour here with this beautiful marigold plant. I have so many marigolds, like they are all over my garden. They are between the rose and the pumpkins. This is my daughter's garden. She has planted a couple of zinnias and she has some blooms in there. Look how pretty the zinnia flowers are. And they're the pink ones. I don't know what are the colors of the other zinnias. She has a marigold. And then look at this cherry tomatoes. This cherry tomatoes is just loaded with fruits. And then she has some beefsteak tomatoes. We originally thought that this was Amish paste, but the fruits don't look like Amish paste tomatoes. Oh, we like beefsteak tomatoes too. And then she has this big bell pepper that has started to flower, and then this sunflower. This is the Russian mammoth sunflower and eggplants. And there are a few flowers already in those eggplants, so that's really cool. There's a bunch of zinnias right here and they have started to form buds. And then this is my bird feeder. And then I'm gonna show you this patch. These are my pumpkins. Jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. They're the big ones. I have the cornucopia. Let's see. I have cantaloupe. This patch in here is where I filmed my $20 garden series that I need to update. There's a bunch of green beans, yellow beans. I have zucchini and then some yellow crookneck squash. They're really huge. I have transferred some of them over there. We also have some watermelon. There's a watermelon. This one is kind of like a food jungle that I'm growing. Look how big these eggplants are. They're huge. And one of them has started forming a flower. Tomatoes right here, beefsteak tomatoes, Amish paste tomatoes probably. And then here I have my cucumbers. Look how much flowers are there. That's just crazy, loaded with flowers. So let's go this way. So this are all cucumbers. I have two kinds. I have the Marketmore cucumber and I have the National Pickling cucumbers. More marigold. This is, I think, a Jubilee watermelon. More pumpkins. It's crazy, guys. My garden is just exploding with pumpkins. A lot of pumpkins. And then see what I did in here? I planted marigolds in my pumpkin patch. And I noticed that there's not much squash bugs this year. So I'm experimenting on this. I feel like the marigolds are helping with my squash bugs problem this year. Now this is butternut squash, and I've read that the butternut squash is a squash variety that is less preferred by the squash bug. And this one is my corn patch. Look at that, they're so pretty. This in here are my sweet corn, and then I have this different kind of corn for making flour. And then that's the popcorn. So I have 3 varieties of corn in my garden. Moving along, I have this sunflower, is still very small. I have some more marigold. And then this is the giant Russian mammoth sunflower that I need to harvest today. Look at that. I'm gonna show you. Oh, that is huge. This is ready for harvest. And then green zucchini. No, this is yellow crookneck squash. Squash. And there's the green zucchini. I have harvested really huge zucchinis from these 2 plants. Just 2 zucchini plants. Next would be the dried pak choy. I was supposed to harvest the seeds, but then it rained and all the seeds fell in the ground. So that needs to be cleaned. This was my broccoli cauliflower patch. I have planted some tomatoes in place of the broccoli and cauliflower, and then I have some eggplants on that side. Okay, so you can see that part of my garden is just full of greens and flowers. So pretty. This row has most of my herbs. The rosemary is still small, but the thyme has grown really big, and the oregano is also huge. And then in this patch I have the opal basil, or purple basil, and I have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I alternated moringa, so I have been harvesting the leaves of this moringa plant. If you want a superfood, you should try moringa. You can just plant this from seeds or from the stems of moringa. If you can find any stems, you put them in the ground, and they grow really quick that way. This is a new row that I started. This was originally water spinach, and all of my spinach was eaten by rabbits. I planted green beans, and then the rabbits came back and ate all the green beans, so I planted squash in here right now. Next row, this is a combination of red Malabar spinach, some moringa, some more red Malabar spinach. This empty spots have ginger growing in them. And then I have another moringa plant, and look at this. That's the ginger that is sticking out of the ground. This raised bed is empty because yesterday I harvested the onions and the potatoes. So half of this raised bed was onions, and then half was potatoes. For my next row, I have green beans. I already have some green beans right there. I've harvested a few of them the other night. I have bird netting over them because the rabbits have been attacking my garden, and they have been eating my green beans as well. They have eaten my water spinach, my string beans were also eaten. So I put a bird netting in here. They have not come back yet. So it's been 2 days since the last attack. They even ate my okras. Can you believe that? New this year is a taller trellis. I started with an old fence that I have reused, but then I realized that the old fence is too short for the string beans, and so I ordered this trellis from Amazon. I ordered this Friday evening, and it was delivered Monday afternoon, so that was really quick. And I'm happy about it. Look at that. String beans have started to climb, and they're already on top. I trained them to do that, but then like doing that, it makes them more healthy. And look at these flowers. Wow, they are so pretty and they are so yummy. So this trellis goes all the way to the end of my garden. The new trellis that I added is 30 feet long. And so I just put it over here on this side with my bitter melon. So I have two bitter melons growing in here. This is the less bitter variety of bitter melon. This is the flag that I showed you in my June garden tour. It has turned brown, but it still looks pretty. More marigold. Look at all those marigold. I just lined them up. Next is sweet potatoes. I have been harvesting the leaves of the sweet potatoes for soup and sauteed vegetables. Next, I have this raised bed of peanuts. These peanuts are already about 2 months old. So I heard it takes 4 months before you harvest the peanuts, so I have 2 months more. They have grown so big already. In my next raised bed, I have bell peppers, grand bell peppers, grand bell mix. I have been harvesting some green bell peppers off this plant. It has 2 bell peppers left. Some of them have just started to flower. Over here, this one is mostly banana peppers. They have just started to take off, and I'm gonna show you one fruit here. There's a banana pepper. So these are my 2 rows of eggplants. The bigger ones, I believe, are the Black Beauty eggplants, which are the round types, and the smaller ones are the Japanese long eggplants. And this is my jalapeno pepper. This plant, guys, is loaded with little jalapeno peppers. Look at that. Of course, this one is one of my favorite parts of my garden. I have 6 rows of tomatoes. There are 10 tomatoes in each row, so there are 60 tomatoes in this part of my garden, and there are 6 varieties. Some of them are mixed up. This one, I believe, is Amish paste. And this tomato right here is the beef steak tomatoes. And then I have some cherry tomatoes. So these are cherry. For some reasons, I don't have any ripe tomatoes yet. But I'm getting there. Look at that. More cherry tomatoes. Now this one is, I believe, Amish paste. And then more cherry tomatoes right here. That they're really pretty. Like, look at that. I need to prune the bottom part of these tomatoes again because some of the leaves are now touching the ground, and you don't want that. So, and also one of the things that I noticed this year is that I haven't seen much worms. Like, I see worms here and there. I pick them up and give them to my chickens. Yes, I have chickens, guys. More marigold. These are the bigger slicing tomatoes, the big beef tomatoes, and then lemongrass. This lemongrass is ready for harvest. And then here is another zinnia. More tomatoes right here. More tomatoes in this row. And this tomato plant is so healthy. It's so pretty. This is the sunflower that was eaten by the deer. Miraculously, it survived. I have more marigold. This is supposed to be purple basil, but I don't know why it's green. Like green and purple. This one is the opal basil. And then okra. So I have 10 okras. This one has started to flower. My okras were eaten by the rabbits. I sprayed this with Repel All, which is an animal repellent spray. That was 2 days ago, and the rabbits have not come back yet. This is one of my grape plants. I have my strawberries that I need to fix. I'm still thinking of how to plant my next strawberries. I'm in the back part of my garden right now, and you see that trellis netting on that side. And for the first time, I'm gonna show you my chickens. This is my chicken coop. My husband and I assembled this last Thursday. And then we have some chickens, guys. I have 5 chickens. I have 4 Easter eggers and a rooster. So that guy right there is a rooster. And then the rest of them are Easter eggers. My daughter came up with names for them. I think the rooster is Perito, and then there's Pearl, Sapphire, Emerald, and Diamond. Those are the names of the female chickens. Oh, look at that. Oh, chickens, hello. They're so pretty. It's really fun to have these chickens here in my backyard, and my kids love them. Like, they come here every day to check on the chickens. So far they're doing good. I gave them the Do More 20% chicken starter feed, and then I change the water every morning. That ends our July garden tour. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to see more contents from my Roadside Homestead. Thank you for watching, and happy gardening. See you next time!